Hi, everyone. My name is Dana, and before I get started, I wanted to thank the American Heart Association Hawaii chapter for the important work that they're doing, and also for inviting me to share my story here today. And I wanted to thank all of you for participating and fundraising and supporting the work of the American Heart Association and people like me. So 9 years ago, I was 35 years old. I just completed my doctorate degree when I had 2 small strokes. These strokes eventually led to a diagnosis of moyamoya disease, which is a rare neurovascular disease that causes the arteries in my brain to stenose, which means they harden and narrow and restrict blood flow to my brain. Your brain tries to adjust, but the new vessels are small and weak and often burst, causing stroke or even death. I was lucky to be diagnosed early before I sustained any real damage, and I was successfully treated and underwent brain bypass surgery in 2012 at Stanford University. Following that, I got married. I had 2 kids. When in 2018, I began to experience some intermittent back and neck pain while walking. At first, it seemed like nothing much, maybe some muscle spasms from a heavy bag. But again, I was really lucky to have doctors who paid attention to my symptoms. And after months of working with my primary care to find a cause, we were shocked to discover that with no risk factors for heart disease, I had a more than 90% blockage of my left anterior descending artery. This is the vessel that provides blood to the entire left side of your heart. This kind of blockage causes heart attacks that I'm told are often referred to as widowmaker heart attacks, where people who have these heart attacks often have a very low survival rate. But again, early diagnosis led to me being able to undergo immediate open heart surgery here in Hawaii at Straub, and again, have a really quick recovery. I was literally back to work within 2 months, and just able to hug my kids and play with my kids. It was such a blessing. To continue on, my story is not over yet. Less than a year later, in 2019, a routine follow-up MRI for my moyamoya disease showed a sudden and severe progression of the disease to the left side of my brain, which again required bypass surgery at Stanford. But once again, thanks to early diagnosis, and excellent medical care, I was able to be treated and recover. And today I am at full and complete health. In fact, I'm probably healthier than I was back in 2012. In all of these cases, I think what was most important was the importance of early diagnosis and treatment before anything catastrophic happens. There are so many people within the moyamoya community who don't get that diagnosis, and so many women who maybe their heart disease isn't caught, because as women we often tend to present when we're having a heart attack or when we have heart disease with atypical symptoms, just like mine. It was just a persistent neck pain when I was walking. And oftentimes as women, we maybe put off seeking care or we downplay our symptoms. And the work that the American Heart Association does in terms of educating the general public and getting the word out there about paying attention to your symptoms, keeping healthy, doing preventative care, and speaking to your doctor is so important. If I hadn't had doctors who took my really unusual symptoms seriously and advocated for me, I know that I might not be here today. In fact, at one point, while we were trying to figure out what was going on with my health, my doctor sent me to the emergency room, hoping to try and get some tests expedited. But for the most part, I look the way I do now. I wasn't really sickly. I had high energy. And I was sent home from that emergency room being told that there was absolutely nothing wrong with my heart. A week later, a cardiac stress test and echocardiogram showed that there was definitely a problem. There was a major problem, and they put me on nitroglycerin immediately until they could do the angiogram to see what was really going on. Within the week from when I got the stress test to when I got the angiogram, I had to use that nitroglycerin 4 times, one time just upon waking up. So I know that having doctors and pursuing treatment and advocating for myself saved my life, because I don't think I would have made it much longer without that surgery. So I thank all of you for your support of the American Heart Association. I thank all the people at American Heart who are doing the work and educating others, because I know that your work helped to save my life. Thank you.